Bats are generally something that humans do not come in contact with, and so that's kind of an unusual animal that we deal with here in the upstate, although it is very common in our profession. We are home in the upstate to 14 different species of bats, and most commonly they're found in the attic spaces. So they love that flow through ventilation, at least this species in our area does. So they like to be in those gable vents and in soffits. And so they will live in your attic. Bats actually hibernate throughout the winter. It's a state of hibernation called torpor. So when their food source, which is bugs and plants and things like that, when all of that is dormant, they also go into hibernation. So when they start to wake up in the spring, people start to see them more.
They're very sensitive to change in their environment. We have lots of construction going on, a lot of, forest and things like that getting demolished for any housing developments and things like that. So essentially taking out their environment kind of forces them into man-made structures, and a lot of times it's a little better structure than what they had naturally. So a lot of times we get those emergency calls where they've entered a warm home or structure like that where humans reside.
We actually never put our hands on them unless they're in the interior living space of a home. We are always working to get bats out of areas with no contact with them, and protecting the structure is always our goal. When they do get into your home, a lot of people, their first major thought is rabies, right? Well, the facts are that less than 1% of bats actually have rabies. But the most dangerous thing about bats is for human health purposes is their droppings. They're called guano. And it's very important that we don't sweep those droppings. If you have an area that definitely needs to be cleaned up from that, it's recommended by professionals to put water on these areas to move them. Don't kick this stuff into the air. When we come in and we're cleaning out attic spaces that have lots of droppings in them, we are very conscious and careful of how we do this. We have certain methods that we use to protect human health, and as well as get the bats out and keep them safe as well.
Yeah, right. Not only is getting that droppings and everything airborne, it is, that's how you get it into your system and cause you a lot of health issues. So, and then not only the guano and buildup, because they're roosting in a certain area most of the time in one spot, that it does build up, and it's very corrosive. So it actually will rot the wood and the attic and things like that. So it's good to get it taken care of and get it out of there.
Because bats are so important for our ecosystem, the federal government does protect a lot of different species of bats. Not all of them, but at Precision, we do handle all of them as though they're protected, because they do a lot for our state in particular. Because we are largely an agricultural state, bats help with pollination, they help with bug control. It's a lot of fun to work with these animals, and even when there aren't laws that do protect them, we believe that it's our human responsibility to protect the animals and keep a good environment for both us and them. So bats are definitely an unusual one, but we really enjoy working with them.
We want to keep them around. They're very important to our environment.
Are there unwanted guests in your attic? Make the Precision decision today.